Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Ooh, man, you ever get so warm and toasty that you just go right to sleep? Like, this is that perfect time of the season. Sure, everybody thinks this month is all about love and everything, but nah, this is about staying warm during the winter, because it's cold as balls out there, man. Thing is, though, almost everybody had a snow day, and we in Delaware, well, we got slush. That's about it. You see, the thing is, I should have took the time to actually build a nice little slush man or something out there so that people can see that, we're part of the winter season too, even though we really didn't get much, especially where I'm at. I don't know, I might go joyriding a little bit later. But, hey, I'm already late enough because it's that time of the night again. Everybody's favorite time of the week. Well, okay, close enough. It's not J360 Jams, but it's the show that started it all. Welcome to the J-Man Show here on J360 Radio.
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Ooh, what's going on, J360 Legion? Welcome back to the J-Man Show here for episode 188. This is your man of the hour, the man of the time. Well, it's not really an hour show, but it's the man of the time. The J-Man, of course. And you know something? It feels good to be back here on the show that started it all, and I love it, man. I've been waiting for this night all week. Especially what's been going on lately. Tell you one thing, I knew winter was coming, but I did not expect it to be this cold. And indeed, it's very cold out there. Not too much to show for it. The news said that we were supposed to be getting 4 days of winter goodness. And yeah, to a point, we got the feeling and the vibe, but we didn't get all the snow and slush that was promised to us. I think some of that went over in New York, and New York really doesn't want to share. And even if it did, it would share it with Philly and then New Jersey first, and then somewhere along the line it'll probably get to us. I think ours is still on layaway. I mean, it's still a pretty big month to get through, even though it's the shortest month of the year. So it's one of them kind of things. I think one way or another we'll get what's coming to us. Snow is great because, it resets everything. If anything, it's the best reset button you can ever ask for. You get a good winter, you get a great summer. You get a lackluster winter, you get one of those summers that really, really suck with mutated bugs and everything else. And you don't have any sort of way of stopping those mutated bugs, even though sometimes I wish I had a gun from, Centipede so I could go ahead and blast them all out the way. That'd be kind of cool to watch. Pew, 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 pew. But something? Speaking of Centipede, I'm looking at it right now. I'm over here trying to buy some new games up here on the eBay circuit. It's going pretty swell, though. I mean, because guess what? I'm bringing back one of my favorite consoles to retro gaming here. Well, it's already in retro gaming, but at least over here I know that it still works, it's powered up, and it looks like it's ready to go. And I only had a handful of games for it. And I remember talking about it with the Jam fam on J360 Jams last time. And that particular console is called the Sega Dreamcast. one way, and let me get my taste of orange juice right there. Hey, one way or another, that thing's going to make its appearance. And I'm telling you this, I found a way to really get it together here. So I ain't got to worry about no bad quality, horrible sound. Yeah, this thing's ready to go. And then I got to look in to see what to present to you all. Matter of fact, oh look, the Spider-Man game. And it is $137. Ooh, I'm dying. Look, he's my favorite superhero and everything, but hey, let's just be real here. That game better play itself for paying that amount of money. I mean, it was a good game and all. Like, this is the one that's way, way back in the day, you know? Neversoft and all sorts of cool stuff, you know? Like, when we didn't have too much licensings floating around where we could actually get a nice comic-based game, and that was just something that, you know, changed the tide for us. Even though Spider-Man 2019 was really good. I'm going to replay that, too. But I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, you know, the classic Spider-Man from the PlayStation 1 era, which I have the PlayStation 1 game, but I always wanted to get the one on Dreamcast because, you know, it just feels right to have Spider-Man on a Sega console. And if you're a real Sega fan out there, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, remember, like, the Sega Genesis where it was Spider-Man self-titled, but then when you played it, it was Spider-Man versus the Kingpin, and you had to locate that time bomb as well as face like multiple different Spider-Man fans, and even Venom was in the game. Like that whole thing was crazy. All those Spider-Man villains floating around like that. There was Electro, Doc Ock, of course, Kingpin, yeah, and well, he's in the title, of course he'd be there. And then of course you had like God, there was another, I think Sandman was in there, or Sandman was in a Sega CD version. Sega CD version was really good too. For those that think that Sega CD didn't have good games, like really dig deep and take a look at that library. There's some gems in there. There's quite a lot of other ones that brought about big promise that didn't follow through, of course, but you know, much like anything else, these were pretty decent games to have. And you know something else? I've been on the search for something that was really important to me. You know, and it's called the Sega Game Gear. Yeah, I know, I have one. It's still kind of busted up. I think the capacitors finally went kaput on it, and since I need to go ahead and work on getting a soldering technique going, you know, I got to go ahead and I got to do it the certain way that I can. And the certain way that I can, might as well just buy a new one. Hey, but that'd be cool though, because then I have like two Sega Game Gears. And of course, you know, I've seen some Sega Genesis sitting around there too on eBay, and I'm like, I know I want to, but see, I have better luck buying the games rather than buying the systems, because, you know, chances are you probably buy the system, you're happy with it for a day or so, and the thing probably shorts and falls apart in like an afternoon or whatever, and I ain't got time for that. So that's why I'm just like, you know, I got my memories, I got the things that I live by and I can still deal with, but nah, not buying a system anytime soon. Which kind of stinks, because I see like some of the reasonable prices they have for like Wii U's. Yeah, you guys remember Wii U? You know, say what you will, it wasn't loved while it was on the market, but I mean, it's one of the biggest retro console sellers out there, if you think about it. Like, a lot of people love the Wii U because it had some very stellar hits on it. And once again, me being oblivious to it, I decided to skip on Wii U. And I kick myself every day thinking about that, because I could have had a chance to get one. It was right there, too. Jet Black. The last one in that Walmart. All set and ready. And you know, it's not that I had the exact amount of money to get it, but, you know, I had enough to get it in like 3 games. And I didn't follow through. Well, on one hand, you know, it was getting close to like PS4 time and all that kind of stuff, you know, where I was looking for more stuff for the PS4, and then like, you know, it was a decision whether to go ahead and stick with that, because then it's like this, when I buy another console, then I had to support that console too, in addition to the console I had at home, which was the PS4, and I was like, decisions, and well, you know, those extra accessories for the PS4 were calling my name. It just had to take the fall, damn it. I'm living with it one way or another, but I know that I could have had that, and I could just sat back, just playing the Wii HD for a little bit. But it's okay, though. I could always go and get a Switch. You know, just go ahead, get a Switch. A lot of y'all have been running around showing off that you have Switches. And it's not even just the regular Switch either. It's the one that you can, it's the mini one too, that a lot of people like went ahead and bought because they don't want to take the regular Switches at all. And I can't say that I blame them, because a lot of people lose their stuff, you know, get it stolen and everything. So it's like, you know, you really pick your poison with it. Me, on the other hand, I'm just waiting for, like, either a Red Switch portable to come out. I know there's going to be a Red Switch console coming, but it's just one of those kind of things. Because, like I said, if you got something that's painted in red and it's, you know, official, chances are I might be in line to buy that. And before you ask me about the iPhone, get out of my face. Yeah, see? Almost, darn it. I mean, one way or another, I almost did become a part of that iPhone craze. But, you know, it's just the Galaxy calls me home, and I love being there, man. You know, not only that, Android's fun to use. We don't have Clubhouse yet, but, man, it's still kind of pissing me off. But, you know, that was designed by somebody who has iOS, so I'm not worried about that too much. It's just one of them kinds you think about, you know? Little things. Oh, boy. Speaking of which, how are you guys liking WandaVision? I'm thinking it's a pretty decent show. I mean, you know, it started off kind of differently, but, you know, if you think about it, it's cool that it did. Because, I mean, if you wanted things to start off the same, it gets kind of monotonous. But when you watch something like this is more of Wanda and Vision's whole thing. And you see, once again, we're starting to see, like, Wanda having all those powers. You're starting to see the potential and growth of her, in addition to her love for Vision. And not only that, like, it's fun that they do, like, nods to different, you know, eras of the time and sitcoms and all. But I thought it was really nice to show, like, the realism of what happens when you come back from the Thanos snap. You know what I mean? They call it the blip in Spider-Man, but it was interesting to see that Monica Rambeau came back the way she did. And you know what I mean? Like, she's looking for her mom, and something's not right going on, and it's leading to a big conspiracy. And not only that, you're dealing with Wu and Darcy behind there too, just monitoring everything. This actually has that good a feel effect to it, and it makes me want to see what exactly goes down. You know, it hooked me in, and I know what I said on the mini bite earlier today. Yeah, go spoil that. You know, because sometimes, as long as y'all leave Godzilla alone, that movie has greatness around it, and I will not let the toxic fan bases of the interwebs ruin it. As a fan, that is. But then again, you know, like, when we get into that topic of toxic fan bases, like, what exactly, well, quite a lot of fan bases have their own toxicity to them. And they know who they are. They do. Just like when people talk about Star Wars, you know, like, was it the fans or was it the ones running Lucasfilms? After a while, you'll see, like, the lines are so blurred anymore, you don't really know. But right now, it's the Lucas side of all this stuff, not the ones that George Lucas is working with. It's the Kathleen Kennedy nut jobs out there just going ahead and showing their stuff. And then I take a look at that, who's that in charge of the, she's not in charge of the story group, but she's supposed to be in charge of the High Republic show, who was on Twitter talking about white men, white people this, white people that, which is hilarious when you find out that she in real life is married to a white man. So it's like, what the hell are you talking about? See, the contradictions that involve these people nowadays, it's not exactly about, like, the ones that are, you know what I mean? You're not making this approachable for your show, and then Disney still allows this woman to have her job. Like, once again, they're playing office politics over there too, because had it been me doing that crap, I'd have got fired. Had it been anybody else out here, would have got fired, and I would have deserved to got terminated, because you're not supposed to be doing that kind of stuff. You're ostracizing a demographic, for one thing, and you're losing money. So once again, they're acting more like those people back in the day of gaming journalism where, you know, they're not being responsible and accountable for what they do, and they're showing off and blaming the ones that actually invest in them that's supposed to keep them afloat. It is so mind-numbingly stupid with things like this. But I could go ahead and knee deep into this if I really wanted to, and I'm sure I probably did. But it's just after a while, it's like when you're seeing the remnants of it, you're seeing, like, people running around here scrambling to defend somebody based off of, you know, because of gender rather than based off of character. You're seeing a real sickening, disgusting character here, and you're not paying attention to like what's really going on. You understand what I'm saying? And it's really ridiculous. Kind of like what they do in public office. You can't even lose your job in that, apparently. Because like some of those people that are in there complaining about Biden or complaining about this is the end of American civilization as far as we know. Yeah, no, it's not. It's a different administration. Things are trying to get back to being functional in an otherwise dysfunctional time. And not to mention with all the bizarre stuff that's happening. Like you would think one way or another, it's different, yes. I mean, it feels actually pretty relaxing to see, the lady up there doing the press conferences and all the hearings and stuff like that without a whole bunch of showboating and lying and and there might be some spin in there. Obviously there might be, because at the end of the day we don't know how we're going to clear all this up. So there may be a little bit of spin in there, and you should expect it, but not to the point where you're going to bite people's heads off and she's biting other people's heads off. At the end of the day, we're just getting through this and we're getting briefings. And then not only that, like, they don't have to worry about seeing old Biden in there tweeting out a whole bunch of stupid rhetoric and all these conspiracy theories, whereas the other guy did. And he's talking about his office of the former president like he's important and special right now. It's like, get out of here. You had your moment. You had your 4 years of doing nothing. Stay away. And that's all that really matters. And if that trial actually goes through like it's supposed to, hopefully he'll never run again. But of course you'll have to keep an eye out for like his seedlings and seeing what their ambitions are. Because quite a lot of people, once they get that taste of it, they're going to want to come back for a second sip. And it's just ridiculous the way that rhetoric was going on. Especially when it was like, gee, where to begin? Where to begin in that time? Because, like I said, there are people that die on the hill for this man. Much like there are people that will die on the hill for the blue government right now, which they're trying to call them and stuff. You should see the things that people say around here. Oh no, my livelihood is destroyed. Oh no, I am a rich professional. You shouldn't manipulate the market. That's my job. Boy, I tell you, exposing the hell out of them people, that was beautiful. Bravo to Reddit for that. I mean, granted, like I said, I didn't get to play ball with them, but I wish I did. I would have loved every bit of that. Because, see, that's what needs to be done. It needs to be shown, hey, guess what? You might have a skill, but we have a skill and we can play it better. And that way you finally have achieved unity. No, we didn't want unity like that. We wanted you guys to focus on the thoughts of diversity and unity, not to actually apply them. Now we don't have no money. Well, now you know what it feels like. That's true equality, folks, right there. When one side's not uplifted and neither is the other one. Yep, that's equality too. And then like when we all make money and stuff, we living large and everything. Some of y'all buying mink coats. Well, fake mink coats now, because a lot of people don't go for the whole animal thing. You know what I mean. But some of y'all buy your expensive crap. I buy my expensive crap, and we all making it. Speaking of which, there's somebody else out there who's well into money, but I never knew of his musician styles or, any sort of album he cut. But I do know this. He has a gem embedded in his forehead worth about 24 million. Yeah. Isn't that cute how like a lot of these would-be rappers and stuff like that, they get signed, but you never hear about them in terms of their craft, but you hear about them in terms of their stance on things in politics and other stupid things they do outside. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and tell you this guy's name. You can go ahead and look it up, but the gem in his head is worth 24 million. And I'm going to be honest with you. Why the hell would you do that? Like, is this a way to, this a vanity project for you? Did you just figure that, hey, I'm going to go ahead and show off right now. And this is my way of doing it by trying to pretend to be Vision and take cosplay to a whole nother level. Now, hey, cosplayers and designers, I love what you do, and I'm glad that you do it. But don't do what that so-and-so over there does, because that's not how it's done. You see, if you are going to show off your riches, actually, why would you do that in the first place? Like really, you don't need to let any of us know that you're rich and all that stuff. See, it's weird to me. that he sat there, he said, this was always a lifelong dream of mine. No. I think one night you saw Avengers Infinity War and you said, hey, guess what? If the Vision can do it, I can do it too. Problem is he didn't see the rest of that movie where Vision was getting beat up left and right. And then all of a sudden, here come Thanos coming in saying, I know what you're feeling right now. My destiny is inevitable. And all that other bull crap he's talking about. And then reaches and picks the whole thing right out of Vision's head. And not even a clean pick. Picks his head to the point where he busts half of it in and takes it out. That was wild. Of course, Wanda was there and had to wipe out Vision. And she did it the first time. But all of a sudden, he just rewind back time. Oh, man, I love that movie. Simply because Thanos was such a damn troll in it. You know what I'm saying? And he knew he was winning. And half the time, and then all soft-spoken and just, being respectful as he is. Believe it or not, the guy is very respectful, even in comics, as he's pursuing his goals. But he is just beating the crap out of the Avengers left and right. And I'm like, wow. Every time I see him, man, it really hits... it really hits me in the heart, boy, just watching that. But, as it should. Because, hey, it's his movie, I think a lot of people were really offset by the way it ended, though. Where he went on that new island and stuff. And he was becoming a farmer. And he thought he did right by wiping out half the universe. I mean, in a way, if you're genocidal, you have a point. But... hey, I couldn't expect any less from that. But going back into the guy who has the gem embedded in his forehead, sleep with one eye open, man. See, the worst part about it is he could have got away with it by just saying that, it's something that he wanted to appreciate. But he went ahead and not only told us that it's embedded in his forehead, but it's also worth that amount of money. Now, you see, I don't condone this, but now that I know that a gem is worth something, I get that treasure hunter feeling in me that compels me to say, get this appraised and find out how much it's worth. And then I know that there's other people out there that find out that amount of money and knows what he looks like. Or probably works for him, because sometimes hired help can be pretty devious too. And then they start to think, I'm trying to get paid. Yeah. Can he take the gem out of his forehead? Will I take the gem out of his forehead? The pawn shop's right down the road. Yes. See how all that stuff starts to come into play when you start finding out how much stuff is worth, allegedly? Devious, isn't it? See, that's the evils of human nature, ladies and gentlemen. You can't have nice things and then go ahead and flaunt them around and not think that somebody ain't looking and be like, I could get a few bucks from this. Not saying that I would imply or work on it. I wouldn't. But I know other people probably would. I know there's somebody sitting in the corner thinking this right now. Rent is due. And that stimulus didn't cover at least half of it. I'm ready to go. Which, by the way, how many of y'all still hold on to your $600? Ooh, I can't be the only one. I mean, think about it now. That's $600. One way or another, I'm not spending it like that, bruh. I'm holding on to that. I'm like, yeah, hide the money, y'all. Shoot, that could be retirement and everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially, some of y'all played the stock, so you good, right? One way or another, you manage to get through another month. Little things like that. Oh, boy. I ain't kidding about that money, though. I mean, after money is money, yes. But, $600 wasn't enough to cover anything unless you play this stuff smart. And truth be told, they know this. But then again, nobody profited off of this any more than the rich. Especially with that tax cut. That's why they want an old boy to stay in office. Oh, I don't agree with any of what he's done. Oh, no. But my tax cut, though. Oh, no. Don't tax me. No. That's what they sitting over there doing. They're crying now. But you know what? Meh. Will things change? Will things reverse back like I was talking about in terms of government? We'll have to see. That's all I can say. Because, even then, a lot of people thought I wasn't really going to go after the Biden administration. You kidding? I'm J-Man. I go after everybody, especially when there's wrongdoing going on. Yeah. Especially when it comes to our government, because you can't rely on the government for anything. If there's one thing being pushed, chances are there's a big backpedal going on. And then 9 times out of 10, you'll realize that everybody has an agenda. Career politicians have agendas all the time. And as they do have agendas all the time, got to keep that swig of vitamin C going, y'all. It's cold season and flu season. And COVID just never lets up, evil bastard. But you know, like, they have agendas all the time. So one way or another, it might be something that'll get pushed that doesn't benefit you or me. It benefits other people of privilege or whatever before you or me. It's a whole lot of things that go down. Even though at the same time they talk a big game. And we're not finished with the whole first 100 days. And there's been a lot of executive orders passed through. Some that actually repeal the craziness that was going on last time. Which is okay. I'm not mad at that. But I got to remain to be seen, like, what exactly is going to go down. Like, that whole third stimulus that's promised to us. Like, how much of that package we're getting. Because allegedly, the GOP tried to take that down to at least $1,000. Whereas, like, you know, it was like $1,400. So, you know, $1,400 ain't enough either. But if you play it smart, you know, it can be. But it's just one of those things that really get you thinking. Because it's like, nah. Something about this is a little off. And then not only that, there's got to be better ways for other people to recoup and get a job. And, you know, things like that. Which is what you should do if you are a rapper that has about amount of money like that. You should be finding ways to better your community. To actually enrich it. To go ahead and get some after school programs going on. To help with hunger. Or even better, to help people have homes and make it a little bit easier for them to get jobs. That way they could be contributing to the growth of industry here. And not only that, everybody has a fair chance. That'd be kind of nice. And, oh, by the way, don't worry about being owed to anything. Because, you see, nowadays people do this stuff and expect to be, owed. Oh, yeah, you owe me. You owe me. I hate that. Really. It gets on my nerves with that one. Story for another episode, yeah, but I really can't stand that. Like, respect is one thing, but if you want to use this to boost your cred, that's something else. And trust me, it is. But there's more to talk about. Since it's February now, of course, you know, you can celebrate it as you want. I'm not going to go ahead and say, you know, there's no such thing as White History Month. You know, don't you do stuff every month of the year anyway, so what makes it so special? Nah, I'm not doing that. Not going to do it. You celebrate February the way you want to. Me, I'll always look at African American history as every month. Because, you know, a lot of people come in to promise and to making their gold happen, not necessarily in February. You know what I'm saying? I didn't create J360 Productions in February, so that's the rule of thumb right there. I created it in October. It's one of those kind of things that you really, really should pay attention to, and it's like this. You know, and if you are going to celebrate the month, look into other people other than who you're familiar with, and then, like, that'll help enrich you. Like, I'm not going to take the time to do that. It's up to you how you go about it. It's just like how some people will say, you know, Jay, I celebrate Juneteenth. Is that because you found out what it was last year? Because obviously, you know, you really shouldn't be taking time out of your day to go ahead and put one over the other because you didn't live in Texas. As far as I know, you were born here like me. Wild, ain't it? But so some people are like that because when July 4th comes around, you'll see a whole lot of my own people coming up out of the woodwork saying, Jay, you know, this had nothing to do with us. And I was like, are you serious? I don't know, but you see, I celebrate July 4th not only because, well, I live in this country, I build a business in this country, I pay taxes in this country, and also I'm cooking and I'm off today, so you can kiss my ass on that one. But also because I'm doing it for all the brothers that went ahead and fought in wars that allegedly had nothing to do with them. You know, even in the Revolutionary War, there were black people fighting in it on both sides. And then the same thing with the Civil War on both sides. World War, all the world wars, yeah, on both sides. So, yes, every single war that America was in, there was a black regiment involved. And then some brothers unwilling to actually lay down the line and bleed for this. Even with segregation in and without segregation. Even now, enlisting and doing the job. So yeah, I'm celebrating July 4th in honor of them. And not only that, but it's like this. I'll celebrate Juneteenth as well. When people go too far about this whole thing, especially pro-blacks, and then you realize you can actually counter them based on the hypocrisy and stuff, it's the truth. And the same thing with certain white people out here, in addition to, anybody of any color. Because one way or another, it's like this. We're supposed to be about unity. And if we're not building the unity, we ain't no better than the opposition. And there is such a thing as reverse racism. Dare I say it. It's one of those things to keep in mind. But how you celebrate this month is none of my damn business. I'll do it differently anyway. Another thing, for those of you still playing in the Lonely Hearts Brigade, yes, Valentine's Day is coming, and no, Valentine's Day is not the source of your problems, unless you really had a traumatic moment happen on Valentine's Day that you never gotten over, or whatever, or you haven't made the attempts to make the changes. I get that. I had moments on Valentine's Day where it was not my favorite day. I got dumped on Valentine's Day before. Yes. I have had good relations on Valentine's before. Yes. I've done the friends with benefit things on Valentine's Day. Yes. I mean, once again, Valentine's Day can either be a hit or miss, but much like anything, it is a day. It is not a deadline. It is not any of those things. You don't have to go out to eat. Matter of fact, I wouldn't suggest you do so now, unless you're that damn stupid. But here's the thing. Celebrate it the way you can. Find a way to do these things. Or if anything, you know what? You got some people that you're interested in? Hey, drop them a line, send them something. You know what I mean? Be nice about it. Like, take the time to actually celebrate and make the change of things. And see, a lot of y'all have had problems with love beyond Valentine's Day and before Valentine's Day. So try to make those changes if you can. And then, of course, changes might not happen immediately. They seldom do. So, just once again, it's how you celebrate it and how you appreciate it and how you approach it. Give love every day if you can. Make every day Valentine's Day, if possible. And if you start doing that whole thing where it's like, it's a conspiracy. It's made by Hershey's and all the rest of us to go ahead and we buy all this chocolates and stuff so that we can go ahead and keep them afloat and in business. Yeah, that's what it is. It's conspiracy. It ain't right, Jay. What do you think, Jay? I think you're full of crap, dude. Oh. Based off of a real conversation, by the way. It's just, to me, it's like, once again, we empower the things we dislike and hate to the point where it haunts us. It's like this. Valentine's Day doesn't haunt me. I mean, I make fun of it all the time, yeah, because a lot of people go crazy about it. But, at the end of the day, you still got to take a chance. And, here's the thing. If there's somebody you really care about, you're interested in, go ahead and give them a Valentine. Even if, they'll go ahead and be like, what's this for? It's be like, I just figured you deserved it. And that's all you need. And one way or another, don't be like that jerk to be like, you deserve all this to happen on Valentine's Day. And you take some red paint and you throw it on her and crap and stuff. Which, by the way, if a lady's not interested in you and stuff like that, okay, don't do that. It'd be funny as hell to a point, but don't do that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Because one way or another, hating them and getting them to fear you is not a way of getting them in your clutches and stuff like that. It's just not the way it's done. I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like a Little Rascals episode when you do something like this. But no, don't do it. Know what I mean? There's ways of getting back at things that don't work out by, one, moving on, and two, just saying, there's always somebody better. And usually there is. But it's like, some people don't know how to handle that. And as I say that, I'm not talking about those that are kids and stuff. I'm talking about those that are adults can't handle it. And remember when I told you about rejection is part of the journey? It is. It really is. Now, how we move on and progress from it, that's more of up to you and how you're willing to go about it. Because anybody can lose anybody at any time. And that's just the way it goes. But you don't beat yourself up about it. Especially when it comes to February 14th. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, have anybody, Jay. What you mean telling me stuff like that? I can't handle it. It's amazing she didn't pick you, huh? That's what it'd be like, too. Ah, come on, man. You know what I mean? And I'm talking to anybody out there about it. I usually say that. I'm like, come on. Straighten yourself up. It'll be all right. I mean, and if you are in the J-Man's Charm School, here's the rules. I'm going to let you cry for that one day. That one day, I'm going to let you cry. I'm going to let you go ahead and just leak all over the place. Because you need it. This is called recovery. Let it all out. I'll go build the ark, and one way or another, we're going to float somewhere to happiness, because once you're done crying, then the therapy and healing can begin. And then as you are involved in the J-Man Charm School, I will teach you all the methods that you need to recover, and then to carry on. But the rest is all up to you. And then you realize that it's all in your head anyway about this stuff. You're going to be all right after a while. And when does the J-Man Charm School take place? Probably next episode. Because that's all I got for this one. Like, if anything, February is another month of possibilities. It's 28 days. Don't get beat up and thrown out because of all this other stuff. We can do better. You just have to go ahead and be more effective about it, know how to handle the rejection, take the hit, and keep going. Simple as that. In addition to how you celebrate it, all up to you. I hope you find some people that inspire you as you go about this. It'll be hilarious. And, oh yeah, by the way, they need to get rid of Representative Green from Congress. Anytime you want to talk about executing Democrats, you're already committing domestic terrorism by talking about it. And there is nothing positive about execution, so yeah, she needs to go. And that's about the most I'm going to talk about her, because her, much like them crazy Karens out here, like that one that got in an argument with LeBron James, really disgusting. Don't make no sense. Anyway, this is the J-Man signing off. You guys take it easy, and let's enjoy our February shuffle, if you will. Oh, hold up. You guys know about J360 Jams, right? Track submissions are open. Email j360productions@outlook.com. That way so we can get things working on, and put J360 Jams in the subject line. That way so I can keep you organized. Need 2 tracks and a link that best sells you. Main link or a Bandcamp link. And we'll go from there. Let's talk. Okay? All right. Well, this is the J-Man signing off, so peace out, y'all.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.